Graphics, the ability to see the world of the unknown, and the capability of turning an ape 3D. Okay. But what are graphics? Well, in gamer terms, it's what you see. And as graphics got better, so did the games, is what you would think. But instead, we have developers creating games that look fantastic, but play like shit. Because you see, within the past couple of years, it seems that we've kind of hit a plateau with graphics. And that all stems from the limitations that consoles and PCs have in this current market. Because let's face it, nothing in the world can play a whole game that looks like this.
What is real?
What's that? What's that smell? But there's another issue, because as consumers of the game, we have demanded new and up-to-date graphics as a bare minimum of what a game should be, forcing the developers to concentrate their efforts into making the game look up to standard and look great. And the issue with that is when graphics become the main priority, the games play like, let's take a look at some current examples of how great graphics don't necessarily make a great game. Oh, and we'll start with Modern Warfare 2. Perfect example. Activision, an indie company, has done a great job creating a game that looks as good as it does with its lack of staff. You see, that's a joke. Activision is a multi-billion-dollar company. But I will say, look at these graphics, from the texture on these rocks, with these shadow details of these shadows, and the models of these guns. It's visually impressive, I'll say it. But there's an issue with all this. Most of the game is focused on the multiplayer aspect. So when you first load up the game, you can barely play because the game runs like... And when you go to change your settings, there's some extra options like film grain and motion blur. Let's turn them up!
Wow, this looks great. Oh no.
And you may be saying, well, it's not that big of a deal, just turn down the settings in the settings. No. That's not the issue at hand. Because you see, when the game first came out, nobody could play it at launch, and with tremendous amount of bugs and the slow pacing of the Battle Royale, it's almost like this game was solely focused on making it look good. And when they play tested, it's like they took a whole bunch of apes, put them in a glass box, and said, yep, looks like they like it. But we won't stop there. No. Because there's another great example of graphics that nobody will probably use in a game called Fortnite. You see, Fortnite uses Unreal Engine 5. Fantastic, brand spanking new, looks great. And I'll be honest, if you're a casual gamer, this game probably looks great and you probably won't change your settings at all. But me, I'm all about competition. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna make the game look like this. A glorified Switch game. So most players who play the game, for the most part, don't do it for the graphics. They do it for the gameplay. They want to play the game at the highest level that they can, which is another tick for the graphics not mattering. And now, Nintendo's Switch is an underpowered beast in today's market of Goliaths. But that doesn't stop Nintendo from asking the question,
it's not fun. Why bother?
Breath of the Wild is the perfect example of Nintendo's craftsmanship of using what they have. When it comes to graphics, it's not the most impressive thing. So how do they get around this issue of the graphics not looking good? They follow a specific art style and they make a game that plays fun. Mario Odyssey, same thing. The art style is very convincing and it's not very realistic or up to standard with what we got today, but it's easily the best handling 3D platformer we've seen to date. And with all that being said, there are instances where graphics actually enhance the game, but it doesn't change the gameplay. In games that are story-based like Last of Us, the graphics look great, but the whole game is based on a story, and so the game is almost like a movie, so you want to sit there and watch it because the graphics look good. If that game had bad graphics, I'm not gonna play that shit. Or if the game has flashy cutscenes, the graphics immerse the player into these scenes and you're watching something crazy. Holy! Or even horror games like PT benefit from having great graphics. Funny. Yeah, put them in the game. That's hilarious. But the graphics aren't what define these games. No, it's the gameplay, it's the characters, it's the cutscene, it's these beautiful dialogue scenes that make you fall in love with the characters and you're following around the whole time. Not these devoid of life cutscenes where the characters are just going gang 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 gang. And that's where games like the new Saints Row, Cyberpunk 2077, and Watch Dogs all have this issue. The games just aren't fun. And I'll end with this. If graphics truly mattered, the best-selling game of all time wouldn't look like this.